You want to be the best. You want to stand on top of the world and have your name echo through history. Then let me tell you something. There is no shortcut, no magic trick, no easy road. There's only one way: work, hard work. Champions aren't born, they're built. Built in the dark when nobody's watching. Built in the early mornings when the world is asleep. Built through sweat, pain, and sacrifice. Everybody wants success, but not everybody is willing to pay the price. You say you want it. Then show me. When you're tired, when you're hurting, when your body screams for rest, that's when you push harder. That's when you separate yourself from the rest. Because talent is nothing without discipline. Dreams are nothing without effort. The ones who make it, they don't complain. They don't make excuses. They don't wait for luck. They wake up every day and they put in the work whether they feel like it or not. Because the great ones, they don't train until they get it right. They train until they can't get it wrong. So I ask you, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to sacrifice for it? Are you willing to go the extra mile? Because that mile is where champions are made. You got to work. You got to grind. And when you feel like quitting, you remind yourself why you started. Because when the lights shine, when the world is watching, that's just the moment. But what you did in the dark, that's what made you great. And when you've done the work, when you've suffered, when you've bled for your dream, then and only then do you earn the right to call yourself the best. Success has no shortcuts. Only hard work leads to greatness. Everybody wants success, but not everybody is willing to do what it takes. They look for the quick fix, the easy way out, the secret formula that will make them great overnight. But let me tell you something, there is no shortcut to success. There is no elevator to the top. You have to take the stairs one step at a time. Look at any champion, any legend, any master of their craft. Did they wake up one day and suddenly become the best? No. They put in the hours, the sweat, the sacrifice. They failed, they struggled, they got knocked down, but they kept going. Because the only way to greatness is through relentless effort. Success doesn't care about excuses. It doesn't care about how talented you are or how much potential you have. It only responds to one thing: work. You want to be stronger? Train harder. You want to be smarter? Study longer. You want to be the best? Outwork the rest. Most people quit when things get tough. They get frustrated when results don't come fast enough. But success isn't instant, it's earned. Every drop of sweat, every late night, every early morning, every painful moment where you choose to push forward, that's what builds greatness. You see, the difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't luck. It isn't talent. It's the willingness to do the work when nobody's watching. The patience to keep grinding when progress feels slow. The mindset to never settle, never stop, and never give up. So stop looking for the shortcuts. Stop waiting for the perfect time. The time is now, and the only way forward is through hard work. Because success isn't given, it's taken. And only those willing to put in the work will ever hold it in their hands. Champions are built in the dark. The real work happens when no one is watching. Everybody wants to shine when the lights are on. Everybody wants to be celebrated, to hear the cheers, to feel the glory. But what most people don't understand is this: champions aren't made in the spotlight. They're made in the shadows, in the hours when no one is watching, when there's no applause, no cameras, no recognition. It's easy to talk about success, to post about your goals, to dream big. But the real question is, what are you doing when no one is watching? Are you grinding when there's no competition? Are you training when there's no deadline? Are you studying when there's no test? Because that's where greatness is built, in the hours, in the quiet sacrifices, in the lonely work that nobody sees but you. When the world is sleeping, champions are working. When others are resting, champions are pushing. When most people quit, champions dig deeper. That's the difference. You see, the victory you see in the ring, on the stage, on the field, that moment, that's just a reflection of everything that happened in the dark. The early mornings, the late nights, the pain, the sweat, the discipline, the things nobody saw. Everybody admires the finished product, but nobody sees the process. Nobody sees the struggle, the failures, the countless hours of repetition. But that's where champions are truly made. So don't wait for the crowd. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for somebody to push you. Push yourself. Because when the lights come on, When the moment of truth arrives, you won't rise to the occasion, you'll fall to the level of your training. And if you haven't done the work in the dark, the world will see it. But if you have, then when the spotlight hits, you won't just be ready, you'll be unstoppable. Push through pain and fatigue. Keep going when your body wants to quit. Pain is the price of greatness. Fatigue is the test of champions. When your body screams for rest, when your mind begs you to stop, when every muscle burns, that's the moment that separates the weak from the strong, the ordinary from the extraordinary. Anybody can work hard when they feel good. Anybody can show up when they're fresh, when they're motivated, when everything is easy. But champions are made when things get tough, when the weight feels too heavy, when the road gets too long, when quitting looks like the easy way out. That's when you have a choice. Stop and be like everybody else, or push through and become something greater. Your body will tell you to stop. Your mind will give you 1,000 reasons why you should slow down. But let me tell you this, your limits are a lie. Your body can go further. Your mind can push harder. And if you want to be the best, you have to learn to fight through that voice that tells you to quit. You think champions don't feel pain? You think they don't get tired? They do, but the difference is they don't let it stop them. They train their minds to embrace the pain, to push past the fatigue, to keep moving forward no matter what. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. Fatigue is just weakness leaving your body. Every extra rep, every extra mile, every extra hour that you push through, that's where greatness is built. So when you feel like stopping, remind yourself why you started. When your legs shake, when your arms tremble, when your breath is heavy, keep going. Because the moment you push past your limit, the moment you refuse to quit, that's the moment you step into your greatness. Champions don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. Talent means nothing without discipline. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Talent is a gift, but discipline is a choice. You can be born with all the natural ability in the world, but if you don't put in the work, if you don't stay focused, if you don't stay disciplined, you'll lose to the one who does. The world is full of talented people who never made it. People who had the skills, the potential, the gifts, but they lacked the discipline to sharpen them, to stay consistent, to push beyond comfort. And then there are those who weren't born with talent, but they had something stronger, the will to work. Hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work. You see it all the time. Somebody gifted, somebody who makes things look easy, but they get comfortable. They rely on their talent instead of training their mind, their body, their craft. And before they know it, somebody with less talent, but more hunger, more discipline, more dedication passes them up. Talent may open the door, but discipline is what keeps you inside the room. If you don't stay focused, if you don't put in the hours, if you don't do the extra work, talent will not save you. The talented athlete who skips practice gets beaten by the one who trains every day. The gifted student who never studies loses to the one who works hard. The natural leader who lacks discipline watches someone else take the top spot. Because discipline is what separates the great from the good. It's the ability to show up every day no matter how you feel. It's doing the work even when you don't want to. It's staying hungry, staying humble, staying committed. So if you have talent, don't waste it. But if you don't let that stop you. Because talent is just a starting point, but discipline, that's the thing that turns nobodies into legends. Work beats talent when talent doesn't work. Always. Dreams require effort. Wishing isn't enough. Action is everything. Everybody has dreams. Everybody talks about what they want to do, where they want to go, who they want to become. But here's the truth. Dreams don't work unless you do. You can sit around wishing. You can talk all day about your plans. You can visualize success in your mind. But if you're not putting in the work, if you're not grinding every single day, then your dream is just a fantasy. Winners don't just dream, they wake up and chase it. They don't wait for the perfect time, the right conditions, or some miracle to happen. They know that success comes to those who take action, not those who sit around hoping. Look around. The ones who made it, they didn't just wish for it. They sacrificed for it. They put in the extra hours. They showed up when nobody else did. They faced failures, setbacks, and struggles, but they never stopped working. You want to be great? Then prove it. You want success, then earn it. You want your dream, then fight for it. Because the world doesn't give handouts. It doesn't reward those who just want it. It rewards those who work for it. So stop wishing, stop waiting, start doing. Because the only way to turn your dreams into reality is to put in the effort every single day. No excuses, no complaints. Winners don't blame their work. Excuses are the language of the weak. Complaints are the anthem of the unsuccessful. Winners don't waste time blaming others or crying about their circumstances they get to work. Life is tough. Things won't always go your way. You'll face setbacks, challenges, and unfair situations. But here's the truth. Nobody cares about your excuses. The world doesn't stop because things got hard. Success doesn't pause because you feel like quitting. Look at any champion, any great leader, any legend. Did they get there by complaining? Did they spend their time making excuses? No, they took responsibility. They owned their mistakes. They adapted, adjusted, and kept pushing forward. You didn't get the opportunity you wanted? Work harder. You feel like life isn't fair? Push through anyway. You don't have the resources. Find a way. You failed? Get back up and try again. Winners don't blame their situation, their upbringing, or their competition. They focus on what they can control: their attitude, their effort, their work ethic. Because at the end of the day, making excuses won't get you closer to your goal. Complaining won't make you better. The only thing that will: hard work. So stop looking for reasons why you can't. Start finding ways to make it happen. Because in the game of life, you have two choices: make excuses or make progress, but you can't do both. Choose wisely. Train until you can't get it wrong. Repetition creates mastery. Anybody can do something right once. Anybody can have a lucky moment, a flash of brilliance. But champions, they don't rely on luck. They rely on mastery, and mastery comes from repetition. It's not enough to get it right once. It's not enough to be good sometimes. You have to be so good that getting it wrong isn't even an option. That's the difference between the average and the average train until their craft becomes second nature, until their skills are automatic, until they perform at the highest level without even thinking. Repetition is the key. The great ones take a single move, a single punch, a single play, and drill it over and over and over again. Not until they get it right, but until they can't get it wrong. The greatest fighters throw the same punch thousands of times until it becomes muscle memory. The best athletes practice the same motion until their body executes it without hesitation. The most skilled performers rehearse until their craft is flawless, even under pressure. Repetition builds habits, habits create consistency, and consistency creates champions. Most people stop when they think they've got it. Champions keep going until there is no doubt. They understand that true mastery is not about knowing something, it's about owning it. So don't settle for good enough. Don't be satisfied with almost. Put in the reps. Put in the hours. Keep going until your skills are so sharp, so refined, so automatic that no matter the situation, you execute without fail. Because when the pressure is on, when the moment is real, when everything is on the line, you won't rise to the occasion. You'll fall to the level of your training. So train until you can't get it wrong. And then keep training. The extra mile separates champions. Most people quit. Great ones push beyond. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants to be great. But when it comes down to it, most people quit when it gets tough. Most people stop when they're tired, when they've done enough, when they feel like they've worked harder than the rest. But champions, they go further. They push past limits. They run the extra mile. The difference between the best and the rest is who keeps going when others stop. That extra mile, that's where champions are made. That's where the competition fades, where the weak fall off, where the good gets separated from the great. Because most people don't have the discipline, the hunger, the drive to push beyond comfort. Think about it. Everyone can train when they feel good, but the champion trains when they're exhausted. Everyone can work hard when it's easy, but the champion works hard when it's painful. Everyone can go halfway, but the champion goes all the way and then some. The extra mile is lonely. Most people aren't willing to go there. They stop at good enough. They settle when they reach better than most. But if you want to be great, you can't settle. You have to keep pushing, keep grinding, keep going past where others stop. That's what makes a champion. That's what creates legends. So ask yourself, are you stopping where it's comfortable? Or are you willing to go beyond? Because the ones who push that extra mile are the ones who leave their names in history. Sacrifice is necessary. You must give up comfort for success. Everybody wants success, but not everybody is willing to pay the price. And make no mistake, there is always a price. You can't have greatness and comfort at the same time. You must choose. Success demands sacrifice. It requires you to give up distractions, to let go of bad habits, to step away from what's easy and into what's hard. Because nothing worth having comes without struggle. You want to be stronger, then sacrifice laziness. You want to be smarter, then sacrifice wasted time. You want to be successful, then sacrifice comfort. Champions don't live like everyone else because they aren't like everyone else. While others sleep, they train. While others party, they work. While others make excuses, they find a way. That's the price of greatness. It's not going to be easy. There will be days when you question it, when you feel like quitting, when you wonder if the sacrifices are worth it. But that's the moment that defines you. That's when you dig deep, remind yourself why you started, and keep going. The truth is, you can't have it all. You can have comfort or success, but not both. So ask yourself, what are you willing to give up? Because the road to greatness isn't paved with luck or shortcuts. It's paved with sacrifice. Keep reminding yourself why you started, why fuels your drive. There will be days when you feel exhausted, days when the obstacles seem too big, when the road ahead feels too long, days when quitting seems easier than pushing forward. That's when you need to stop and remember why you started. Your why is your fuel. It's the fire inside you. It's the reason you got up in the first place, the reason you put in the work, the reason you chose this path. And when things get tough, your why is what will keep you going. Maybe it's to prove something to yourself. Maybe it's to create a better future for your family. Maybe it's to become the best in the world at what you do. Whatever it is, hold on to it, because when the pain kicks in, when the fatigue sets in, when the doubt creeps, and that's the moment you need to dig deep and remind yourself what you're fighting for. Your why is more powerful than your excuses. It's stronger than your fears. It's the thing that will pull you through the struggle, that will push you past your limits, that will remind you why quitting is not an option. So when you feel like stopping, when your mind tells you to give up, when the journey gets too hard, remember why you started. Let that be the fuel that drives you forward. Because those who remember their why never stop until they reach their goal. Success is built in the struggle. Pain and effort forge greatness. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants the struggle. Nobody wants the pain, the setbacks, the frustration. But here's the truth, you can't have one without the other. Success is not given. It is earned. And is earned through struggle. Through the hard days, the tough nights, the moments when everything in you wants to quit, but you keep going. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the process. It's the fire that forges champions, the pressure that turns coal into diamonds, the test that separates the weak from the strong. You want strength. You have to lift heavier. You want skill. You have to practice longer. You want success. You have to struggle harder. There's no easy road, no shortcut, no secret formula. Every great champion, every legend, every leader, they all struggle. They failed. They got knocked down. But they understood one thing, struggle is the price of success. Most people run from pain. Most people quit when it gets tough. But the ones who embrace the struggle, they come out stronger, sharper, unstoppable. So when things get hard, don't complain, commit. When you feel pain, don't stop, push through. When the road gets tough, don't turn around, keep climbing. Because success is not found in comfort. It is built in the struggle. And those who refuse to break under pressure, they are the ones who rise to greatness. Effort must be consistent. You can't work hard one day and slack the next. Greatness isn't built in a day. It's built in the daily grind, in the relentless pursuit of excellence, in showing up and putting in the work day after day, no matter what. You can't work hard today and expect results tomorrow if you slack off the next day. Success doesn't work like that. Consistency is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. You can't train hard one week and then take the next one off. You can't push yourself when you feel motivated and quit when you don't. You can't expect results if your effort is inconsistent. Champions don't just work when they feel like it. They work every day, whether they're tired, sore, or unmotivated. They know that consistency is what builds strength, skill, and success. Every rep counts. Every hour matters. Every decision to show up, even when you don't feel like it, adds up over time. And over time, that discipline turns into mastery, into progress, into greatness. Most people fail not because they don't work hard, but because they don't work hard enough for long enough. They start strong but lose momentum. They expect quick results and quit when they don't see them. But success isn't about bursts of effort. It's about sustained, disciplined action. So show up every single day. Put in the work, even when nobody's watching. Stay committed when it gets boring, when it gets hard, when it feels like progress is slow. Because at the end of the day, effort must be consistent. And if you can stay locked in, stay focused, stay relentless, there is nothing you can't achieve. Greatness is earned, not given. You have to prove yourself every day. Nobody is born great. Greatness is not handed out. It doesn't come from talent alone, from luck, or from wishing for it. It comes from hard work, discipline, and the relentless pursuit of excellence every single day. You don't wake up one day and suddenly become a champion. You have to earn it. And you don't earn it once and coast for the rest of your life. You have to prove yourself over and over again. Every day you must show up. Every day you must put in the work. Every day you must push yourself beyond yesterday's limits. Because greatness doesn't care what you did last week. It doesn't care how good you were yesterday. The moment you stop working, the moment you stop proving yourself, somebody else who is hungrier than you will take your spot. Look at the best in the world. They don't stop. They don't settle. They don't get comfortable. Even after they win, they keep training like they've won nothing. Because they understand that greatness is a lifetime commitment, not a one-time achievement. Most people want success, but few are willing to put in the effort every single day. That's why few make it. That's why few become champions, because the path to greatness is hard and most people aren't willing to walk it for long enough. So if you want to be great, be ready to earn it. Be ready to grind, to sacrifice, to prove yourself not just once, but every single day. Because the moment you stop earning it is the moment it's taken away. Your unseen work defines you. The world only sees the results, but the grind makes the champion. When the world sees a champion, they see the victory, the success, the spotlight. What they don't see is the work that built it. Nobody sees the early mornings and late nights. Nobody sees the sweat, the sacrifice, the lonely hours of practice. Nobody sees the failures, the setbacks, the moments of doubt. But that's where champions are made. The real work doesn't happen under the lights. It happens when nobody is watching. It happens in the unseen hours, the extra reps, the relentless practice, the commitment when there's no crowd, no applause, no recognition. The boxer doesn't win in the ring. They win in the hours of training before the fight. The athlete doesn't dominate on game day. They dominate in the unseen drills, the unseen conditioning, the unseen preparation. The greats aren't made when the world is watching. They're made in the dark where no one but them knows how hard they work. Most people only want to work when the camera's on, when there's validation, when there's instant reward. But champions, they grind in silence. They do the work whether anyone is watching or not. Because they know that real success isn't about looking great, it's about being great. So ask yourself, what are you doing when no one is watching? Because that's the work that defines you. That's the grind that separates you. That's the effort that builds a champion. The world will only see the results, but the unseen work is what makes it possible. Hard work gives you the right to be called the best. If you put in the work, success is inevitable. Everybody wants to be called the best. Everybody wants to be at the top, but titles, respect, and greatness aren't given, they're earned. And the only way to earn them, hard work. There are no shortcuts, no handouts, no easy pass. The only thing that separates the great from the average is effort. If you want to be the best, you have to put in more work than anyone else. You have to outwork the competition, outlast the doubters, and push past every limit. You want to be stronger? Train harder. You want to be smarter? Study longer. You want to be unbeatable? Practice more. Hard work doesn't guarantee instant success, but it guarantees progress. And if you keep putting in the work day after day, success is no longer a matter of if, but. Most people want greatness without effort. They want the rewards without the sacrifice. But the best, they embrace the grind. They put in the work when others quit. They show up when others take days off. And when the moment comes to prove themselves, they don't just hope for success, they know they've earned it. You don't get to call yourself the best just because you want it. You don't get respect just because you say you deserve it. You prove it through action, through sweat, through sacrifice. So work every day. Push yourself harder than yesterday. Keep grinding, keep improving, keep proving why you deserve that title. Because if you put in the work, success is inevitable. Final words, the champion's mindset. At the end of the day, your success is in your hands. Nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody is going to do the work for you. You have to earn it. You have to fight for it. You have to show up every single day with the hunger, the discipline, and the fire to push beyond your limits. It won't be easy. You'll face challenges. You'll feel pain. You'll have moments where doubt creeps in. But champions don't back down, they rise up. They embrace the struggle, they push through the exhaustion, and they keep going when everyone else stops. So whatever your goal is, whatever dream you're chasing, commit to it. No excuses, no shortcuts, no complaints, just relentless, unstoppable effort. Because if you refuse to quit, if you refuse to settle, if you keep grinding, nothing can stop you. Now go put in the work. Your greatness is waiting.